Now that the Ottawa Senators have been eliminated from the playoffs, there is a lot of speculation as to what the team is going to do next season, and specifically, what is the future in Ottawa for captain Brady Tkachuk. Even though Tkachuk has been one of Ottawa's best players throughout his 8-year NHL career, things have gotten rocky in the last few months between Tkachuk and the Ottawa Senators. Obviously, there's the whole controversy around him playing in the Olympics and his celebration with the Trump administration after the Olympics didn't really sit well in Canada. And then there was the performance in the last playoffs where he was nicknamed 007. 0 goals, 0 points, 7 penalty minutes. He was a big part of the power play that was absolutely atrocious during their series against the Carolina Hurricanes, and it has led to some speculating that this could be the end for Tkachuk in Ottawa.
Biz, let me ask you, is Brady on the Senators next year?
No, not a fucking chance.
Biz, I agree with you, though. I don't see him back there. I don't see it.
And while I would personally not trade Brady Tkachuk if I was the Ottawa Senators, because despite all the controversy and the poor performance in this last series, he is still, over his last few years, a 30-goal, 70-point player over in 82 games, as well as a relentless forechecker and a heart and soul leader in that locker room, who is also still locked up for a couple more years on a pretty reasonable contract. But if the Ottawa Senators did want to trade their captain, where could he go? I have 5 places that I think would be great fits for Brady Tkachuk. And the first one is probably a big pipe dream for me as a Washington Capitals fan, but I think he would fit in well with the culture and the style of play that Spencer Carberry wants to instill here. Big, strong, fast, relentless forecheck. Caps have been looking to add more scoring to their lineup as Alex Ovechkin ages and potentially is now going to retire, and a 30-goal guy could be just what the doctor ordered. The downside is, number one, we kind of already have Brady Tkachuk at home in Tom Wilson and younger Brady Tkachuk in Brian Leonard. But I think the Caps and Sens could make a trade happen after all they dealt with each other in the Jacob Chychrun trade, even though Ottawa is probably not feeling great about that now. The Caps have picks to play with. They could throw in Charlie Lindgren as a backup goaltender who would be an improvement for Ottawa, and maybe a young player like Alexei Protas or Connor McMichael. Next on my list is the San Jose Sharks. I think that with the season you just got out of Macklin Celebrini, you need to be aggressive in trying to upgrade the talent around him. Even though the Sharks should be out there trying to improve that dreadful defensive core, I think adding a guy like Brady Tkachuk along with Celebrini, bringing that veteran leadership, would just be a force multiplier for the Sharks. In terms of what they'd give up, it's probably one of their young forwards, maybe Will Smith or William Eklund. It's really going to depend how much Ottawa values getting back assets that will help them contend right now. Along a similar vein, I think that the Chicago Blackhawks should be interested. Again, Connor Bedard is now coming off of his entry-level contract, and you haven't even gotten with him. It's clear that he can't elevate the talent around him, so you have to elevate that talent to facilitate him. And adding a 30-goal scorer like Brady Tkachuk, who can take some pressure off of him, I just think kind of like the Sharks, Tkachuk would be a huge force multiplier for Bedard. The fourth team I have as a potential Brady Tkachuk landing spot is the Detroit Red Wings, and this is purely because this team needs a major shakeup if they want to finally take the next step and become a playoff team. I think at this point, we just kind of know what the core is in Detroit, and they're going to have to trade a major piece, and I'm kind of looking at you, Dylan Larkin, and bring in somebody with a bit of a different attitude. I think this is just one of those make a shakeup trade for the sake of a shakeup trade, kind of the way the Panthers did when they traded for their own Tkachuk brother, giving up 100-point producer Jonathan Huberdeau and Mackenzie Weegar in the process. Might take a little bit less to get Brady, but it could be one of those things that kind of jumpstarts the Detroit Red Wings back into being a legit contender for a long time. And then the final team that I think Brady Tkachuk could end up on is the Philadelphia Flyers, because stylistically this just makes too much sense and the trade is almost set out for you. Brady Tkachuk is a Rick Tocchet type player, heavy forechecker, a lot of high effort, plays all 3 zones, but can also score. The trade back for him would easily be built around Matvei Michkov, who has clearly fallen out of favor, isn't playing well in these playoffs, but is a guy that Rick Tocchet has been hard on, even though he was a 60-point player, but is still young enough that he would be worth picking up by the Ottawa Senators. It's a trade that I think stylistically helps both teams, even though Ottawa would probably want a little bit more than just Michkov back, but still, Brady Tkachuk in Rick Tocchet's system with this Flyers young talent, I think would just turn them into one of the big terrors of the East.